Today is a beautiful day because Claude has literally just released managed agents. Now, I've been waiting for this. I'm not going to lie. In fact, I've actually been building for this without even realizing it. And I'm going to show you today the application for this. And I highly recommend that you watch this entire video because now you have the ability to plug an entire team of incredibly high IQ agents into your business, into your CRM system with full context around what you're doing to spin up agents to help you in every single aspect of your business. There has never been a better opportunity to start building these right now. Now, this is quite funny timing because just a few days ago, Anthropic stopped the ability to harness your Claude subscription via OpenClaw. Now, I've been using OpenClaw for the last few months and it's been awesome, but now my loved bot, Roger, is just completely nuked, okay? Now, 4 days later, Anthropic just dropped this ability to create managed agents, and ultimately this feels much better. Okay, now I've been testing this out for a few hours and I'm incredibly impressed so far, but ultimately out of the box in the managed agents, it's like good. But what we're going to be showing you is how to integrate this into your business's CRM system and your brand's wiki. And if you haven't watched my video on how to create your brand's wiki, watch that flipping video, because this gives you persistent memory and context so that every agent that is basically built on top of your brand and your business has full context of what you're doing. Because if you're just doing it directly via Claude, like it's cool, but it just doesn't have all of the right tools. Now, what I've done is I've given it all of the tools it needs. I've given it access to my leads. I've given it access to my emails, my funnels, my business context, so it can help me strategize inside of my CRM system. All right. So realistically, part 3 of this series has actually written itself. So thank you, Claude. Let's rock and roll. Now, what you can see here is Claude's console. You have the ability now to go in and just explain and create any agent you want. You can describe your agent. You can use any of these, blah, blah, blah. That's cool. And then you can review all of your agents that you have here. Now, these are the agents that I have actually set up. Now, the cool thing about this is I've actually set these agents up inside of my own CRM system, which means it's connected to my backend. It's got full business context, and it can actually write emails, send them to people, contact leads, manage my pipeline, write articles, etc., all inside of my own CRM system. Now, this CRM system is a CRM system I custom built that is connected to my front-end website. And if you want to check how I did that, check out part 2 in this series. I'll link the video in the description. But what I've gone and done is created a growth panel, which is the command center. Now, in this command center, I can speak to my agent, which is now connected to Claude Code's managed agents functionality. In the past, this would have literally been an absolute nightmare to create because I would have had to build my own agent infrastructure. Now, all I'm doing is connecting to Claude's managed agents, and Claude is basically managing and running my entire business. Okay. So I can just say to my agent, which I'm calling the Spark agent, I can just say, all right, can you tell me what you think is the best funnel to create to maximize our brand's opportunities? Please check in on all of our brand's context and tell me any opportunities and ideas you can spot. Okay, it's a bit of a crappy prompt, but you can see here that it's thinking. And so it's going to explore my entire CRM system, my brand's context, my offers, and tell me exactly what it should do. So you can see here, it's thinking through the request, it's writing the response, it's exploring all of my funnels. Okay, so you can see here, opportunities no one's capturing yet. So it can see all of my email subscribers, my published articles. Okay, and now it's recommending what sort of funnel type I should build. Okay, now the whole process and the whole philosophy around what we're doing here is we have built this CRM system so we can create interactive funnels incredibly quickly. All right. And so essentially, look, it's like pulling in all of our offer data. It knows exactly what our different offers are, and it's planning out what our interactive funnel actually should be based on our business context. Guys, this is flipping insane. Okay. This is kind of what Go High Level should be. Okay. So it's pulling in some of my actual testimonials from my brand's wiki. Okay. So it's now planned out an entire funnel based on all of my brand, that we should create. Now it's saying, do you want me to build it? Go ahead and build it. All right. So the really amazing thing about Claude's managed agents is I have now agents connected to my website and my backend automatically with full brand context. Now, that's why it is better than just, building them inside of Claude's managed agents. But this is actually what Claude's managed agents use case it's meant for. For example, Notion uses Claude's managed agents to run its agents capability. So like, why would you create on Notion anymore? You just build it into your own system, all right? Because it's going to be far more effective, all right? So we've designed that. Now that's cool. Now where the funnels are actually being built is inside here. You can see that we've got our specific funnel being built right now by our agent. Okay, so it's architecting the funnel, it's assembling it based on brand context, etc. All right, and then we've got all of the leads that our agents can now manage. And we've also got emails. Okay, so I can just get my agents now to draft new campaigns and emails. All right, and the email sequences look like this. All right, so you can see I can push leads through the different stages, and I can edit my emails here if I want. All right, so there's full control if I need, but I can also go full auto mode if I want to do that. So, this is full agentic capabilities, and I have agents working for me around the clock, all connected to my business and in my own ecosystem. Now, this is what digital sovereignty is all about, guys. This is why owning your own infrastructure, owning your own data, and having your own system that you control is so important. And now Claude has literally democratized the ability to build agents on the fly that are specific to your brand's use case. All right. And I can't tell you how amazing this ultimately is. All right. So for example, a growth advisor. All right, let's have one of those. Okay, click it, and then boom, growth advisor is ready. Now, the reason that's ready, if I go back to the Claude console, which my CRM is built around, you can see here, as soon as I create that in this setup and this environment, it creates it back here. All right, now I can see and I can control my entire system prompt, which was literally created in a split second. And it's got all of my brand context. It knows knows the market gaps. It knows my audience. It knows my positioning, my offer, because it has all of my tools that I've basically given it access to from my brand's intelligence and my brand's wiki. Okay. Now, my brand's wiki is essentially a database of information on my voice, my community, my monetization, my audience, my design, my frameworks, identity, everything you can possibly imagine. Now, this is a living, breathing wiki in itself. That was built off the idea of what Andre Karpathy was actually developing. Okay. So now we've just recreated it for an actual brand and business context. So the reason now this is so powerful is that every agent I spin up has complete access to that. So everything that's being created is unique to Brave Brand. All right. So, I mean, I'm freaked out by how effective this ultimately is, and what the potential impact this is going to have on my business specifically. All right. Because I spend a lot of time thinking of great ideas or having ideas, but ultimately I don't have enough capacity to execute all of them. And now we've just got Claude Code hooked in the back end, creating these on autopilot. All right. So for example, let's go for client onboarding. Okay. Client onboarding is now ready. Please suggest things that you can do to help move the business forward. All right. So you can see it is now writing, the information, priority, activate the funnels, etc., etc. Now, what I was doing with OpenClaw before is I was talking to it via Telegram, and it had persistent memory, and that was fine. But what I really struggled with was trying to connect it to my APIs on GHL, for example, and it could do all of those things. Like, it was useful, but ultimately there was always a disconnect between being able to use it and actually getting live business context. Also managing my pipelines, writing articles, because I was just duct taping it all together with various skills, various automation tools. And now it's just in one owned ecosystem that I ultimately control. And like I said, my friends, that is digital sovereignty. That is what building a digital home is all about. Okay. So you can see here from a strategic standpoint, that's cool. All right. So, again, if I just give you a little bit of an overview of what the digital home backend ultimately does is, we've got our content calendar, we've got our article writing agent, which is, writing content for us. So you can see the agent is now writing, but again, this is all on autopilot. Like, I don't really have to touch this. Then we've got growth. I can speak to my command center. I can generate new funnels. I can manage leads, etc., etc. My Wikipedia is now updated and is being linted every single week. And then I've just got agents now on deck, on autopilot. Okay. This is a new paradigm shift in agentic capabilities and what you can ultimately do as a business owner. So you can get your message out there further, faster. You can ultimately save a disgusting amount of time. Again, guys, the floor is yours. It's literally up to your own imagination, your own creativity on what you can do now. Because I mean, it's been a few hours. I haven't even had breakfast yet. And we've already got a new agentic team working for us around the clock. Okay. So that's flipping awesome. Now, provided, yes, there's a lot of work that needs to be done on this. But if you want to build one of these yourself, all right, in part 2 of this video series, I gave the full open source repo for this entire CRM system, albeit that we only had the content feature up and running in that build. But all of this growth, stats, wiki, agents, etc., if you want support on how to add those to your CRM after you've built it on open source, then join our school community. We're teaching this live. People are building their digital homes every single day in there with live support. And yeah, it's all about the vibes. Okay. So my friend, this is your opportunity. Take it and run with it. Okay. All you have to do to get this set up is ask Claude how to flip and do it. Guys, remember, AI is the thing that's going to train you and teach you how to use AI itself. I'm just here to give you some ideas. All right. So if you enjoyed this video, I'll catch you on the next one, my friend. Happy building and go create some flipping agents.